What's up, guys? Chris VA Travels down here at the docks in Charleston, South Carolina, and about to visit the Hunley Museum, Confederate sub that was discovered after being missing for 130 years. And I'm glad I got this one in. I wasn't sure, but yeah, this is the last stop on my trip down here to Charleston. I'll definitely be back though. So yeah, there it is. And they would have the torpedo or the bomb on the end of the spear on the front of it. This would be the Pioneer. Helped start the age of the submarine. And it's lessons learned from its testing that help design the Hunley. Okay. The Rebel submarine ram. Builder's workshop. Yeah, many firsts in the Civil War, and the first successful combat submarine would be the Hunley. The Turtle, oh man, you gotta have some cojones to go down on that thing. During the American Revolution, wow, David Bushnell built a small submersible called the Turtle to combat the British ships guarding American harbors. Wow. Oh yeah, Robert Fulton designed the steamship, I know that much. Here he is, Horace Hunley. And he went down with the ship. And he actually died of asphyxiation. He didn't drown. He survived the initial sinking, but then, yeah, died of lack of air shortly after. South Carolina, the first to jump ship, December of '60. And Virginia didn't leave until after Fort Sumter. Hey, Battle of Fredericksburg. The actual builder, McClintock, and he had a steam gauge manufacturing business in New Orleans. Here it is, pretty sleek. And there are many theories on why it sunk. Probably the most popular would just be the concussion of the little bomb they had at the end of the spear. But nobody knows for sure what happened. Its capabilities were put on full display in July of '63 in Mobile, Alabama. Looks like they did a demonstration. It proved to be an effective weapon, it says. So this is a prop from the movie The Hunley. Didn't know about this movie. I would have watched it before I came. And yeah, you can go inside. All right, guys, I'm inside. And how claustrophobic. I'm not that big of a guy, and I can't even sit upright without my head hitting the top. And it looks like they've got to change up right now, but yeah, some back-breaking work. Good picture of Charleston Harbor right here. That's a fine-looking boat right there. Frigate, a couple of them. Steamship down here. Oh, so right here, this is a conning tower with viewports. The rudder was controlled with a joystick. Wow. And that's just insane how they've got them packed in there. Yeah, you had to be a certain breed to sign up for this. I don't know if they signed up or they were appointed, but this is the third crew. After the Hunley had already claimed the lives of 13 in 2 previous sinkings. Okay, video starting up in 2 minutes of the mission from February of '64. And we sit in a little replica. And
push us to our destiny. Crank away, gentlemen. We are closing in on the target. Each turn propels us forward. Above our craft lies the spar torpedo. We will ram our target and detonate the torpedo.
All right, yeah, that was a good video. It was short, but explained it clearly. The evening of February 17th, 1864, the Hunley ran into the side of the Housatonic blockade ship, and it ran its spar torpedo into the side. Housatonic sank within 5 minutes. The Hunley began rowing toward shore and sank. Yeah, and they don't know how. Like I say, a lot of speculation, but the best theory is that the concussion of the torpedo caused it to sink. And the last known sighting was about 45 minutes after it had struck the Housatonic. A Union officer saw a blue light in the distance, and they think it was coming off the Hunley. And yeah, that's it. It was gone forever, or gone for 130 years. Another reconstruction over here. Does this one turn? Yeah, all right. Well, that one turns. And is that a chamber pot up there? Map of Charleston Harbor. And like I say, just a little south, I guess. And here, yeah, it made its way down. And this is where it disappeared in just 30 feet of water. So not deep at all. Several attempts over the years have been made to locate the Hunley, and P.T. Barnum offered a $100,000 reward to anyone who could find it. And $100,000 at that time, that's quite a bit of coin. Rear Admiral Dahlgren, namesake of Dahlgren Naval Base there in King George County, Virginia. And this is one of those conning towers on top with the little port windows. And it was under 3 feet of sediment. And so this guy right here, Harry Pesarelli III, was the first to touch the Hunley. This was in 1995. And here is his wetsuit. And it's probably a 5 mil, maybe thicker actually. And here it is, submerged in a 75,000 gallon steel tank with tension straps to keep it safe. And they actually began the excavation on January 21st, 2001. I wonder why they did it in January when the water was so cold. Da-da-da-da. All right, there it is. First time above the water in 137 years. And I wonder if they found the remains of the Housatonic. I'm sure they did. It was a really big ship. And I wonder where you can see the remains if they're on display anywhere. Might ask about it. That dude's got a Confederate flag out there. All right, cool. Captain Dixon's $20 lucky gold coin is recovered. Here's a leather wallet that was recovered. No contents inside. Here's a tin canteen. Kind of strange. They found the dog tag of a Union soldier Ezra Chamberlain of Connecticut. And it says speculation that maybe there was a spy on board. Oh, they even have the diver's regulator. Oh, and he's got the old school helmet on. Yeah, there it is. And you'll see the cage around it was on the bottom. Boy, would they pick out the tallest people in the Confederacy to get in that tiny little submarine? 6'1". That would have been a giant for that time. The shortest guy is 5'5". All right, we've got the second Confederate flag right here. Yeah, here's a chart talking about there were 3 main Confederate country flags. We all know the battle flag up here. But yeah, the first looked too much like just an American flag as they switched it up. This looked too much like a surrender flag when it was lying limp. So then they came up with the third flag right at the end of the war. I believe in, I think March of '65 actually, so. Here's the crew right here, Lieutenant George Dixon. Oh, Medal of Honor. And it looks like they all received it. Arnold Becker. Oh yeah, this guy's got a pipe. She was talking, she was saying they found a pipe in the sub. But this is F. Collins. Cincinnatus Lumpkin. And are they just guessing on the facial hair? Or maybe they found photos of them, perhaps. But this is J.F. Carlson. And this just says Miller. And over here, James Wicks. And at the end, Joseph Ridgway. Or Ridgeway. Okay, yeah. Quartermaster out of Maryland. Oh, out of Maryland, huh? Confederate States Navy. Any of these guys from Virginia? Let me just scan. Oh yeah, right here. F. Collins out of Virginia. Tens of thousands of people came to honor the crew and witness the historic moment. Visitors came from around the world, including Australia, Germany, France, Great Britain. Oh, all right, so here's some video of the parade, April 17th, 2004. So is this the CSS Alabama? Yeah, all right, so it is CSS Alabama, built in 1862 by John Laird's Sons and Company of Liverpool, England. CSS Alabama, built in 1862 by British sympathizers. It spent 2 years roaming the globe, never once docking in an American port. She was a raiding vessel designed to prevent goods and supplies from reaching the Union. Wow. All right, so the moment we've all been waiting for, I'm gonna go view the Hunley. Okay, here we go, guys. And it's gonna be up here. First, let me, Look around, and this is the cage it was put in when they pulled it up. What is this? The brooch. The brooch has 37 small diamonds amounting to about 2 carats and is made of 15 karat gold. And they think these were in the jacket or trousers pocket of Captain Dixon. And down here, this ring with 9 diamonds. Treasures of the past. An old pocket watch. Oh, old coin. Gold coin was discovered lying on Dixon's hip bone. Yeah, and this is that $20 coin we saw a picture of earlier, in the back of it. Yeah, so the Housatonic, quite a ship. 205 feet long, 1,260 tons, and it was launched out of Boston in 1861. Wow. And look at the size of the Hunley, just 39 feet long. Look how small it is compared. Yeah, it must have been a powerful spar torpedo out front. Yeah. Dropped the Housatonic, like I say, in 5 minutes. It was sank. 260 people in the crew. Without further ado, next presentation starts in T-minus 57 seconds.
The target was
okay, you can see the little turn bar things.
One of the Union's mightiest ships. The Hunley's approach was stealth, and by the time
And you'll see the conning tower right there. The top's not on right now, but that was the only way in and out.
to your left is where a 16-foot-long spar was attached to the lower section of the bow, and at the end of the spar is
And then
where
the
they
second
attached
conning
the
tower a little
torpedo
further
that
up,
was used to attack
and that's where the crew
sink
sat and rode right in between the two towers.
The crew powered the Hunley directly into the Housatonic, where the spar torpedo exploded against its hull. The torpedo was either set to detonate on sailors. After making world history, the submarine and crew disappeared into the darkness of the sea. Their fate became
That the powerful and established Union Navy, a team of engineers led by Horace Hunley, started developing privateer vessels to take the fight beneath the water's surface. Was the last and most successful of 3 attempts made by the group. In 1863, the Hunley underwent tests in Mobile Bay, Alabama, where she was built. In testing, she proved to be an effective weapon and sank a barge. And it was finally time for the Hunley to make its mark in history. They waited for a night when the sea was calm. Then, on that dark moonlit night, they embarked on a mission that had never been successfully attempted before. Those 8 men would never see the light of day again, and for over 130 years, no one ever knew what became of them. Her tale of triumph and tragedy has spanned the centuries and is still one of history's greatest maritime stories. The Hunley was carefully raised and brought back to land in 2000, and then placed in this 75,000-gallon tank, where she has been undergoing a complex conservation process. To allow access to the cramped interior of the submarine for excavation, several hull plates were removed. The Hunley proved to be a time capsule, holding historical treasures as well as the remains of the 8 men who were found resting at their assigned stations as if they had just fallen to sleep. Over the years, there have been no shortage of theories to explain the sub's demise. Some think the explosion of the Housatonic also damaged the Hunley, making it impossible for her to return. Another theory is that the crew intentionally submerged to sit on the ocean floor while waiting for a safe opportunity to return to shore. There, they either just ran out of air or possibly got stuck, unable to rise to the surface again. Another theory is that the massive wake of the large Union ships that rushed to the sea to help the survivors of the Housatonic could have sent the small submarine tumbling down. What actually happened to prevent the crew from returning that night may never be known. However, it is known that on that night, as chaos erupted at sea level as the Housatonic sank, 8 brave crewmen sat in the cramped hull of the Hunley, dimly illuminated by only a single candle, in what was sure of deafening silence. Those men took their last breath, perhaps as the flame of the candle flickered out.
All right, guys, that wraps it up for the Hunley Museum. Great stop off. Highly recommend. A must visit if you're down here in Charleston. But I'm getting out of here. As always, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.